Hey guys, welcome back to Ebbs and Flows, where we talk about the highs and lows on and off the field. Joined today by my friend, YKTR athlete, Hectic Cheese. Brandon Smith, what's up, bro?
Thanks for having me. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm coming off a couple of big weekends, obviously, and just got back from seeing my mate Harry Grant, the king of the ringworm. I think I've got one on my back now, so thanks for that.
What have you been up to in the off-season? Obviously, a lot of people enjoy you on the field, but they love to see what you get up to as well, so give us a little breakdown.
Yeah, basically, no, not a whole lot. Whole lot of sitting in rooms with a bunch of footy players and looking at the walls pretty much. But yeah, a couple of big nights, and yeah, you kind of have to do it after the season. As you can see all over social media, the Panthers boys enjoying themselves.
That looks like fun, eh?
Their beers would have tasted a lot sweeter than mine, I'm sure. But yeah, not a whole lot. Went to Melbourne, watched the grand final with the boys. But other than that, I'm just sticking around Sydney. Not planning on doing any travelling. I went and done travelling last year, and it kind of wrecked me. I was 9 weeks in Europe, probably 3 months all up in Europe with the World Cup, and did plenty of travelling. But now I just sort of focused on the next season. I'll just chill out, let the body rest, because probably a tougher season, like physically. Getting a bit older and feeling that, a little bit of soreness now. So
Yeah.
It'd be good to relax.
What's your ideal weight? Because obviously when you play like a little bit bigger, you can bend the line a little bit more, but the consequence to that is like you can't go for as long. Where do you feel your ideal weight is?
Well, I felt like I was 93 towards the so I played like 95. I played 99, I think, when I was lock in Melbourne, and I was playing at 93 towards the back end, and I was feeling pretty good. Not like probably bending the line as much as you want, but being able to hold your own in the defence is probably the biggest positive. But yeah, I'll probably try to stick around there. So I'll go back at like 95, I reckon. Yeah. Give myself a...
You don't want to peak too early.
Nah. You don't want to peak too early. But yeah, so I'll be just sticking around Sydney. Probably go back to New Zealand for a week maybe. But yeah, just... No 16-hour flights unless the boys want me to come to Mexico for a little 5-day stint. I might be able to do that.
Squeeze that in for the boys. Obviously, Robbo, someone who's been under a lot of pressure this year, and look at the Roosters, they're synonymous with success and they expect success. What was the conversations like after the season, and what was he sort of saying?
No, he was all good, bro. He was... we kind of had like a... You have your reviews after the season finishes. I think we spoke about NFL fantasy more than anything, and life in general. And I guess he knew, it was obviously a disappointing season, but not as disappointing as it really could have been. We probably got lucky to make the 8, and then we made a good run. And if it wasn't for Melbourne's Hail Mary out to the Mouldy Wall brick, would be in a prelim. And but it's hard to say the season was a success. Obviously, you want to win the titles and all that. But he was pretty good about it, I'll be honest. And we had a lot of injuries. Not making excuses, but we had a lot of injuries. And I feel like it's starting to become a thing at the Roosters, all the injuries. And we had a few big ones, like Satili. That's a big loss for us. And obviously, we got to see some gems like Siwa Wong.
Bro, he's nice, bro. He
beast,
can play, bro. He can play.
We're trying to get him at the Kiwis. He's doing those ones, I'm just going to represent all my nations first. So I think he's playing for Tonga.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he was like, I think Madge rang him. He's like, I just want to represent Tonga and then I'll come to the Kiwis. I was like, bro, you can just come straight to us now, you dog. But, bro, he's going to be special. He's a hell of a player. And he's got that work ethic as well, like...
You don't always get that with the Islander boys too,
he's a beast, bro. Like, Radley is by far, like, not by far, but he's the fittest at the club, and in pre-season, CY Wong will take him on every time. And then he might cuck her out later on in the set, but to have that mentality is pretty awesome.
You're probably the most self-aware person in the game. When you look back on your season, what's the biggest lessons you've learned as Brandon Smith, the player, and also Brandon Smith, the person outside of football?
Yeah, I don't know. It was a big switch up in, I guess, lifestyle.
Did you underestimate it?
Yeah, I completely underestimated. Like, I didn't realize, like, every paper every week, like, Roosters are in there, and like there's big write-ups. In Melbourne, mate, you get the 2 pages if you're lucky, and they're like tiny little segments. And then just the scrutiny was a lot bigger. But like going out was obviously a lot harder, and I probably didn't go out that much at all this year. I probably partied like 6 times during the season, and almost you don't really get to see any of the boys that much outside of footy. Obviously, you see them during the summer and during pre-season, but other than that, a lot of them just bunkered down, got families now. Rads is about to have a baby, so
I saw that. Yeah,
he's gonna be going missing for a little bit as well. And yeah, I guess you sort of take what Melbourne has for granted with that sort of part of like the footy.
Yeah.
But on the field, it was a tough one because, like I said, the injury toll at the Roosters was bad, and I had probably my longest stint on the sidelines in my career. I think it was 9 weeks. And that was pretty tough.
How frustrating was that? And obviously, like, you're a guy that leads with effort. You're a big name signing. Come to the Roosters, the Glamour Club.
It was tough, bro. Because like, I didn't play well going into that injury. So obviously, you get scrutinised before the injury, and then you get injured, and then everyone's like, "Oh, why do we sign this? Why do we sign this useless fat prick?" No. But yeah, and then when it came back, started actually putting some performances together to make yourself a bit more proud. So, we just want to build on that, and hopefully we go into next season thinking not having that stigma that we're slow starters, because
it's a weird one, bro. It's weird.
That ultimately kills us, because that just every game was a grand final for us for the last 5 weeks of the year, and then it kind of takes a mental toll on you, takes a physical toll on you, and we're working a lot harder than we need to be. So. People probably didn't get rested as much as they would because we needed to win the games, and just next year's a new year, and hopefully we can do a lot better.
What was the big change that you made, you personally, that sort of like made your form go like a little bit better? Was there anything you can sort of pinpoint?
Well, when I had the injury, bro, there was like I had the week off, so I wasn't able to sweat for a week, and then the Roosters trainer, I got a lot of thanks for them. His name's Patrick Lane. I spent
I know him.
Yeah, you know Paddy Lane, the ranger.
The ranger.
I spent a lot of one-on-one time with him, and it was 2 days on, 1 day off, and all those. So I was doing fitness tests either the yo-yo, the 4 and 5, and then we did the hills, and then you just did that for the whole 8 weeks, bro, and it was just. Well, not the whole, like 7 weeks, and then I had a week of training with the squad and then went back in. So he sort of got me, and I hated him the whole time. I was like, I thought he was just genuinely putting me in an SAS camp and wanted me to just try and give up. But
that message is coming from somewhere, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, I reckon that just kind of unlocked me a bit and made me a lot fitter and just mentally tougher as well. It was a tough period, but... yeah, I thank him for it. And just I was eating bloody well as well. You had to send your meals into him every day.
Oh, really? You're checking everything?
And, bro, they don't eat a lot of, like, greens, so I was happy. They don't fuck with the greens at the Roosters.
Why's that?
I don't know. There's something, like, bro, Lindsay Collins' diet, like, was steak, pumpkin, like, mashed pumpkin or mashed sweet potato, and, like, cream. Like, that was it for the whole year. And he'd send it in every day. He'd never fuck with greens. No seed oils. Like, I don't know. It was just.
What was that? What was the avocado yarn? What was that about?
Well, he shoves avocado seeds up his ass.
Is that legit?
Well, that's if I think so. He doesn't ever deny it, but he never says, "Yeah, I do it," which is weird.
It's a good yarn anyway.
It's well, like if you ask him, he won't deny it. But
fuck, he had a season, didn't he?
And fucking avocado seeds must work. I might go buy a pack on the way home. But
I don't know what an avocado seed looks like.
And the UV light on the arsehole,
he's into all that, is he?
Yeah. 4 coffees, they reckon.
A day?
No, that's what it...
the equivalent
That's what it's equivalent of. I don't know where the science has come from, but he's got this big, like, UV light that he sits down on the thing and he's got his legs. But he sent us a video of it one time. It was pretty funny.
Our guy, JWH, sort of lost his...
Idiot, bro.
Yeah, lost his way in the end.
I hope he sees this too, dumbass.
Fuck, he would have been filthy, eh?
He calls me shit for brains.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That's what like his nickname. And I was just loving it because the whole back end of the season, oh, you fucking shit for brains. I was like, I hope we win this ring so you just feel it real bad, bro. But yeah, obviously, the old dog's not looking like slowing down either. Like, he still plays some pretty good footy, and it was disappointing the way it went down. But I can't believe he tried to fight the head high and not the headbutt. Like, he
Yeah, that
could
was
have
crazy.
he could have fought the headbutt, I reckon. He just put his head on his other. Like, I don't know, bro, but.
When I normally think of the Roosters side, like attack's not something that you ever think that we struggle with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've got so much talent around the park, and probably one of the best outside backs in the comp, maybe up there with Broncos. But is there anything you can sort of pinpoint of why our attack didn't flow so well?
Nah,
Like me saying "our" like I was in there.
It was tough, bro. I think our completion rate really didn't help us. And the thing about the Roosters is we play aggressive, so we're trying to get points all the time. Like, and a lot of the time, you know, Carey, when Carey wants to like shift shape, it could be the fourth, we could be midfield, and he goes on that shift shape because he sees an opportunity. Like, he takes his opportunities when they come and doesn't ever shy away from them. And a lot of the errors come off the back of us trying to just pull them apart too early or not in a good, I guess, space on the field. And it's like an Achilles heel. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. But ultimately, if you can do that and complete and execute it, it's sweet. But we weren't executing all year, and I don't think we blew any teams out of the park. Really.
Nah, it sort of felt like you were like sort of Cronulla a couple of years ago. You know, so they win by like 6 or 8, or you score 2, we'll score 1. Like,
exactly.
Games always felt like a bit of an arm wrestle.
Yeah, it was a bit tough, bro. So I can't really pinpoint anything, but we started playing better towards the back end. So maybe it's just a connection thing.
I think Sammy Walker's pretty important for you guys, isn't he?
Yeah, although we did chops and change in halves all the time. Went from Joey Manu to Sandon Smith to Sam Walker, and I think when Sam came back, he really showed why he was the number 7 in the team. And,
yeah.
Kind of those plays that he can just create from nothing. And he does stuff that no other half can do. He's just a little bit of a freaky man, but yeah, obviously he had an injury for a long. Like, a lot of people think he got dropped and they never got brought back, but he had an ACL sprain for, pretty much the whole season. And if it pulled up sore at training, you're not going to fuck around with the AC sprain, are you?
No.
Right. And especially for him, he didn't want to go out there and play with an ACL sprain. Like, last thing you want is him to injure it even more. But
what was it like sort of behind the scenes with Tedesco? It's probably the first time in his career that he's sort of been under pressure from media in terms of New South Wales selection, in terms of Kangaroo selection. And we're sort of blessed, bro, in the NRL, because there's so many cool fullbacks or different styles of fullbacks coming through. It's not like everyone plays fullback the same way. What was sort of like behind the scenes, and how was he sort of just leading?
He's cool, calm, collected.
Is he?
Yeah,
that's
he's,
cool. I love that.
He's chill, bro. Every day he's the same person. It's just never really came in down on himself. He's very passionate, bro. Like, he loves the Roosters. He loves the club. He loves rugby league. Like, hard for him to get, like, I guess, rested. I don't imagine he loves it. And yeah, he wears his heart on his sleeve. Even when he talks, he gets emotional a lot. And but as far as like the media and all that, I think he's been around a long time. He's seen it all before, and it never really affected him, bro. He's just come in the same guy every day.
Yeah, I saw Kerry on. He was on Fox with Cooper Cronk, and he was sort of talking about like the Tommy Turbos, Tedescos. They play full back through the middle. So obviously, it's quick play the ball, blah blah blah. They usually push up through the middle and score. Now a lot of the good fullbacks are out wide again, where Slater used to hang out.
Yeah.
So you got KP and Reese just doing their thing out there. Do you reckon that's something he adds back into his game, or does he just stick to his guns?
I don't know. I think his guns is to play around the middle and fatigue the middle, and that's what the halves job. They got we got real good halves that can kind of pick edges apart. I feel like Dylan Edwards does the exact same as Teddy in that.
Through the
whereas
middle.
Like those guys that play that outside role, sometimes if they're not involved in the game or the game's getting away from it, they can't really get into the game. Like
Reece was like in the GF.
Like in the GF, Reece was exactly like that. He couldn't really get in. He had 2 carries in the first 20 minutes. Like that'd be unheard of for Teddy in a grand final. And I think I guess they could take lessons from each other. Like Reece, Kalen, they could take lessons from Dylan Edwards and Teddy. It's good to have those big...
It's a stack fullback class, eh?
Oh, it's good to have those big moments, but you want a player that's consistently there.
Couple decent signings coming through next year. Roosters doing Roosters things.
Yeah.
Are you excited with both of those boys coming over? Dom
Young and Spencer Leniu, yeah.
I think Spencer Leniu's a big one.
Yeah, Spencer Leniu's a big one for me because that boy is a bulldog, bro. He's the best bench player in the game at the moment, and it'd be interesting to see what role he gets.
I'd keep him. I'm not a coach, but I'd keep him there.
Yeah, I would too, but it depends what he wants as well. He might want to elevate his game into that starting role, but he definitely the best to do it off the bench, and his play the balls are going to be very handy for me. So I'll be looking forward to enjoying those.
Yeah.
And Dom, he's fast as fuck. That's probably something we lack. I guess speed is not really
like out and out speed.
Yeah,
because they get some long distance tries. Those boys, Knights.
Oh yeah,
they're the pleasure. They're the best ones.
They've got good attack, bro. They've got real good attack. I think Adam O'Brien does a great job. Obviously, he was at the Roosters when they went back to back. But yeah, he just knows how to get the back rowers running those lines real well. So. Yeah, keen to have him on the team. He's a big boy too, Dom. A lot of people don't know. Like I've fucking seen him. I was on the piss when I seen him, but he was tall as, bro. He was towering over me, eh? Like, bro. But he's good in the air. He's still young as well, so
I can see him getting about Bondi a bit.
Yeah, I could see him doing that.
He'll be the king around Bondi.
Yeah,
a little bit different. Obviously, look at the NRL. Go on the grand final a little bit. I know you sort of touched on this in the buy round, but Nath, like, where's he sit for you? Like you said,
I reckon he's top 10 already.
Already
for me, but like that's coming from a guy that.
You played with Cameron Smith.
Yeah, but like coming... I don't know if top 10 players, but I'd say top 10 halves. But you could definitely argue for top 10 players. But it's just hard because a lot of like old-timers will say, like Peter Sterling and Cliffy Lyons. All that. But bro, I don't know. I didn't watch them, so I can only just go off their stats and say that. But because I haven't been able to watch them, I can't really have a good enough opinion on them. But from what I've seen in my 23 years of playing footy, like he's the best halfback I've seen, and like that age.
I wish.
And his resume speaks for itself.
Yeah,
I think Jerome said that after the grand final. His resume speaks for itself. He's won 3 series, I think, Origin series. He's won 2 Clive Churchills. He's won 3 comps. I think he's won a Players' Champion. I don't know, and Dally M, he's kind of only missed because he's been injured. Like, and he's got a lot of people around him, but I'm not gonna lie. I assume he's gonna win a Dally M in his time. He hasn't even hit his prime yet. And I played against him through under 20s and that, and he was already like light years above all those players as far as footy brains go. Like if you're smart in under 20s, you can just kick to the corners. You can just put the ball where you want to with your boot, and that's exactly what he did. And they won the comp, so he won the under 20s comp.
And he's such a good kicker that, like, he doesn't say, like, I'm a right foot kicker, I'll get to a spot and always swing right. He just kicks from anywhere, right?
Yeah. He just...
Inside pressure, still puts a floater on it. Yeah. It's pretty scary.
Yeah, and he's got the team that chase as well, their asses off. I think Liam Martin was the 5th highest meter per whatever on the field, but it's always handy when someone's chasing your kicks like that. It makes the kick look a lot better.
Yeah.
But, yeah... He's probably, he could break the games record, which is unheard of. When Cameron got to 400, it was like, oh, fuck.
No one's getting close.
No one's getting close, but you look at his games, I think he's near 200.
Is he really?
Yeah, well, he definitely at 150.
Yeah. It was cool interviewing him, because obviously I've known him since he was young. Like, never got tight with him just because of the age gap, and by the time those boys came, bro, just so down to earth, man. It's like...
Yeah, bro, and he's a lad. Loves getting on the piss, loves going... Like, he's a lad. it's just so cool, bro. Like, I wish I was him.
I was saying him off the air. I was like, all the good Penrith players end up at the Roosters anyway.
Bro, he always, he's the perfect man. And yeah, the points record he's gonna demolish. I think he's on 1600. He's 25.
What's the record?
Like 2400, I think.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to check that. But you average about 200 a year. He's on 1600. Like,
yeah,
that's 4 more years. It's going to get demolished.
Yeah, I reckon probably unpopular opinion in rugby league, but I think he's too good of a talent to stay just in rugby league. And I always think this. I think Kalen's one of those guys. I think Sawali's one of those guys that should jump the ship. But the thing is, you look at Australian Rugby Union, it's just not that enticing at the moment, is it?
Not really, no. I think Sawali's keen to backflip, but nah. I don't really know too much about rugby. I obviously support the All Blacks just because they're the All Blacks, but I've never really known the game plan, or when I watch a game, I don't really understand what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to have too much of an opinion. I just have a laugh because they're Australians and the Wallabies are sucking at the moment, and I don't really like Australians because I'm a Kiwi, but it's just how it goes. And Eddie Jones is a fucking laugh as well.
Bro, he just talked it up too early.
Oh, nah, it's just funny the way he talks. Keep laughing at us, go on.
Fuck, it might be different.
It's an Akuba, mate.
Yeah.
Australian.
Fuck, I love it.
No, but yeah, obviously, they need Fiji to
Beat Wales, I think.
I think they need Fiji to lose to Portugal.
Oh, yeah,
and
something like that.
Not score 3 tries, or more than 3 tries.
Oh.
Is Portugal any good?
Nah, not really. I think even Wallaby struggled against them a little bit, eh?
What was the score?
It was like 34-16 or something, like nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, fuck, what's doing?
Like I said, I don't know the players in that. So I'm assuming there's some leadership missing from that team.
Yeah.
Like, Marika's fucking a menace.
Bro, you think about it, if you take away Marika and Samu Karevi, they're 2 Fijians as well. If they were playing for Fiji, it's like, fuck, where does their attack come from?
Yeah, they probably want to play for Fiji,
Bro, you look at the game as a whole, and I know you like to look at things outside of the game. Like, where do you see the game right now? I think it's in such a great place. Crowd attendance is up. It's just so exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess they're kind of nailing the marketing side of NRL a lot better, and it's becoming a way better product. But this year was fucking crazy, bro. Like, there's so many people had chances to like be in the 8. So many people missed the 8 that probably deserved to be in the 8. Like the top 4, other than the top 2, bro, that were locked in. The rest of the we needed to win every game from 5 rounds to go, like to even be a chance. And even then, we could have dropped out if results didn't go our way. And just that kind of excitement, teams that you've been supporting for years, like Warriors, for example, teams that you've been supporting for years that have not been going good, and then suddenly they're third, like they finished third on the table, and it just brings life back to all the people in New Zealand, all the supporters, like all the teams that did that this year. It's pretty cool, bro.
I think a cool part of rugby league is, and you're a big part of this, is that players are allowed to be themselves outside of football. If this was sort of 10 years ago, and you've always just been you, I think it just makes the game just a lot better product there. Yeah,
it does. And I think a lot of more people are going towards that. And that's got a lot to do with Penrith as well, because they got all those characters that just beat them, like Bizarre. He's fucking hilarious, bro. He's one of the funniest dudes. And, they just act themselves. Even Jerome Lua, he's like...
He's still trolling,
He's still trolling people. It's the best. And, like... The thing about Jerome is, like, love him or hate him, fuck, he talks the talk and walks the walk, bro. He fucking goes out there and does it. Like, come back from a shoulder op with 4 weeks to go, like 4 weeks after the shoulder operation. That's crazy, bro. That's tough.
What did he do? Do you know what he done to his shoulder? Because they kept it under wraps pretty well, eh?
I don't know. I'm assuming it had something to do with the labrum?
Yeah.
Labrum?
Just a tear.
Labia?
Bit of signs in there.
Oh, I think labia's fanny flaps, but anyways.
I look at a team like Brisbane, and probably could be the most entertaining team over the next couple of years. You got guys, so we sort of talked about this before, Reese playing for unders, Ezra Mans, they're worth a bit more money right now. You probably don't care, but what would, How do you keep that team together? What do you think?
I think we spoke about this before, but I think you might be right. I think like Reynolds obviously is coming towards the back end of his season, his career, and obviously you never want to take unders, but something's got to give in that team, and like to keep Reece Walsh, you're gonna need to double his contract, and then obviously they're losing Herbie and Thomas Flegler. I think Flegler was on a bit of a wicket, so
He's good, bro.
yeah, he's a good player, bro. But yeah, it just I guess it comes down to
Payne's on 1.2ish or something like that.
1.18 apparently.
Sheesh.
But I guess it just comes down to Reece Walsh and Ezra Mann, what they want to do in regards to football. Do they want to make as much money as they can, or do they want to create a legacy before they make that money? Because they're both 20 years old.
Yeah.
They're gonna have time to make money
Later.
They're gonna have a lot of time to make money, but
I think their window is over the next 2 years.
yeah, and they've got not saying they've got a small window to win comps, because they can obviously still do it, but
I disagree, bro. I reckon they got 2-3 years, man.
yeah, but they can do it at other teams as well.
Oh, okay, I've got ya.
But if they sign with another, well, who knows? Because Reece Walsh pretty much is the only person they signed last year in like a big signing, and Broncos went from 15th to 2nd.
I respect that he took he could have got a lot more money at Ready.
Yeah,
I respect that he took unders, and
yeah,
obviously paid off now. But he's played Origin.
Exactly. So, and I think that's what Penrith have done well. They've just got a bunch of boys that were keen as to just stick around. Like I think, Dylan Edwards was probably a $1 million player 2 years ago, and he's been, I think he won Clive Churchill 2 years ago, and he's been on 600k, and Jerome Luai has been the same, and I think those boys they want to create a legacy, and there it is. Fucking they've worked.
Yeah. Is it, you've been in that situation before when you're in a good team and you're starting to shine and all these offers are starting to come your way? Well, obviously we talked about it and got you in a bit of trouble.
Yeah. Beauty.
But what's it like being in that? Are you you probably think different to some people? Is it just like, fine, let me just look after my family? Is that first and foremost, or?
No.
How would you go into the
Not
Roosters?
really. Like if I was 20, it'd be a different story.
You'd take unders?
Yeah, if I was 20, for sure. I mean, I signed a big contract at Melbourne for like a long time when I was that young, because I love the club and what they were about, and I saw myself winning a comp there, and long behold, I won it. And
does that change once you won the comp? Because it's like
it didn't really change. I had that season where I played real good at hooker, and then I was like, well, this is what I want to do. I want to play hooker, and went on the market as a hooker, and then ended up getting a better contract with a good team. Though that's the thing. I didn't really want to go to a team that I didn't think was good, and I think that plays in the back of everyone's mind as well. It's like does Reece Walsh want to get 1.6 million at, respectfully, the Tigers or the Bulldogs? Does he want to go do that, or does he want to take 800k and be a genuine chance for the next 3 years to win a premiership or even a couple of premierships?
Here's a question for you. How much difference does it need to be? So say like you've got contract here with Roosters for X as 100, 200. How much is too much to turn away? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It's a bit like Munster. Like he turned away 600k, I think.
A year?
Yeah, from Reddy. I think it was 1.5 he got offered.
Yeah.
So maybe 600k. But like depends what like I said, it depends on your situation, your age. But it'd be hard to turn away 1.6 million, like double the money.
But yeah,
so
double.
Like, because that's what I assume he'd be demanding, something like 1.4 to 1.6, and I don't think Broncos can give that to him, because if they do, then they're going to be pretty shot for players. But they got good players coming through, so they could churn out.
They might be the new Penrith, bro.
Exactly.
You just keep those guys together.
Those Brendan Nakuras, like, he's pretty good. That Keenan Palacini.
Is he going to Titans?
Is he?
Yeah, Keenan's going Titans, bro.
He's a good player.
He's a good player,
He had a good
bro.
year this year. So yeah, it's just whether they have that cattle coming through, but yeah, it'd be hard. I don't know what the price would be.
It's not till it's in front
Me
of you.
at my age now, feeling the way I'm feeling, 600k would be pretty hard to turn away.
One thing I always loved about the Melbourne boys and where we all sort of connected was like through cards and stuff. But I feel like the Melbourne boys always sort of move like a little bit different outside of it. Obviously, you're an example of that. You're doing little things a little bit different, like with us, similar to Artie, but you're into podcasting. How come? Was that just your little crew down there that just wanted to venture out and do different things, like 4 Points collectibles? They're doing
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Sandor, Earl, and Kenny Bromwich. Sandor's a big business guy, and
you should see him as a gladiator.
Holy, that's who was the other one as well? The other footballer.
I don't know. Is there another?
I think Bo Ryan was on there. Was he?
Oh, he might be the host, wouldn't he?
No, not Bo Ryan. It was someone, bro. It was they look idiots, bro. No, but Kenny Bromwich has always got that different sort of brain, and he operates differently. I love Kenny, bro. I love listening to him talk and just.
He deep dives straight away.
Yeah, and he's so smart, bro. And it's hard to trade with on NFL fantasy because he just goes straight into the details and searches up all the. So fuck, just trade, mate. But yeah, I think, and it's a way different dynamic in the dynamic demographic, I'd say, in Melbourne, where you got all those AFL players as well that you kind of connect with. Like I wouldn't know any of the Sydney Swans here, and you kind of can connect, and they're thinking along the same path as well.
They move different.
Yeah, they move different, way different AFL players, and I guess it was just that sort of cattle like Munster, Sandor. As soon as they started, Paps, Jerome. As soon as they started that 4 Point collectibles, it kind of got their brains working differently, and they like to try other things out. And I think their podcast is doing real well. They started a NFL comp.
I saw that. Those
bro, it's $2.5 entry.
Oh,
so it's like a $50,000 win.
And
like
Boydie's smacking him, eh?
Yeah, Boydie won it a few years ago, I think.
Yeah.
But this one's more high stake, but yeah, $2.5 I'm actually smacking the Roosters NFL in fantasy at the moment, smoking them.
Who's in that crew of yours?
Kerry
loves it, eh?
Yeah, Kerry loves it. He's the guru that sucks. He had so many opinions on my team this year, and he's currently, I think he's 1-3. So he's he's the guru that sucks. But there's Robbo, Boydo, Lindsay, everyone, Teddy, and then all the staff as well. They're in it as well.
You talked about the AFL boys. What do you think we could learn? Because I went to a Collingwood game. I told you that. I went to a Collingwood-Carlton game when I was down there, and they just got us tickets, walked in, bro, 90,000 there off the bat. Like, you look at AFL, bro, it's basically Melbourne, Perth, Adelaide, but their game is so big, bro. What can we learn as a game from AFL that we could transfer over to NRL?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or we just can't do it. Is that
it's a bit hard. It's just their product is just so much better live. So if you watch an AFL game on the TV and you don't really understand it, it's not going to be that enjoyable to watch. But even if you don't understand it, if you go to a live game, bro, the crowd's pumping, you get to see everything that happens off the ball, and it's actually pretty remarkable what they can do. Like, they're so fit. They're so skillful with like that kicking. Like, kicking the ball, it looks so easy, but it's so fucking hard.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's hard as, bro. It's especially when you got people everywhere, and like you think about, we do a lot of kicking in our NRL, but as soon as there's good kick pressure, we butcher it. And there's kick pressure everywhere in the AFL, like everywhere, and they're kicking with people. 13 people bloody 2 meters away from them.
Why is everyone so into it though? Like I get it. Like, I understand once I'm there, bro. But Collingwood's got like 104,000 like members. Like,
yeah.
How the fuck do you get that?
I don't know, bro. I actually don't know. And they are diehard supporters.
It's generational too, eh?
Yeah.
It's like grandma.
Because like the Brisbane Lions games wouldn't. Is it just the place? Because the Brisbane Lions game wouldn't get that many. Yeah.
GWS wouldn't get too much.
Exactly. Like, is it? Do the Swans get fucking 50,000 at least?
What would the Swans get? We'll never.
Do we even have a stadium that fits 50,000 here?
Nah, I don't think. Besides Telstra, not a circle one.
Yeah, well, even a mediocre game of AFL in Melbourne, it still gets like 50,000.
Crazy.
Doesn't look well in the MCG though. It looks empty.
But I think Melbourne's set up for like nightlife and like their nightlife's so much better than Sydney. But it's all in the right place. You know what I mean? If we go to Homebush, fucking sucks. Middle of nowhere to go.
Yeah, like all the stadiums are in Richmond.
Get jumped on the way out.
That's where all of us boys lived.
Yeah.
And like you could just walk down to the stadium and walk straight to the pub after. Like Homebush, with all due respect, not so great. Like as far as nightlife comes, and it's a 45-minute drive back to Bondi.
What can you learn from an AFL player that could transfer over as more so off the field? Like, because they move so different.
AFL moves so much better than us, I reckon. Like as far as pathways and like you just have to look at Christian Pastraka. Like he does heaps of TikToks on cooking, the day in the life, and he kills it, bro. Yeah. Like people just want to see what AFL players are up to for the day, and because they've got such a big following, like they're gonna make money, and they've like Dusty Martin, he could do whatever he wanted really. People love him, and he would just make so much money off the field. But yeah, they just move differently. Like I got a friend named Cam Zerha. Yeah, he's in Vegas at the moment. Wants me to come to Mexico. Might have to come. He plays for North Melbourne, but he does like Bulls. It's called Bulls Cooking. He already owns a massive place. He's young as, in Balaclava, and he does this thing called Bulls Cooking where he just does got an Instagram page and makes heaps of money off it. And he's a mad cook. And then he gets job opportunities to go do like sponsorships and go cook meals at like certain restaurants and stuff where they come in and. They've got him cooking. It's like that. No NRL.
They just move smarter. Right?
No NRL player does that, bro. Like, but he genuinely enjoys it. It's just a lot of the NRL players. I think our passion is rugby league, and we don't really have another passion. And then once we find it, it's a little bit too late. Yeah. You know, it's a little bit too late to actually move on it while you're in your career. But your career is probably your best time because that's when all the traction's at. Like, that's when you've got all these followings, and you kind of got to utilize it. So yeah. I think AFL do that a lot better than us.
Oh, 100%. Just to roll off the back of that conversation, like you sort of maximising what you do best now is obviously sitting in front of a camera and talking. Where's the balance of that? And was there times where, obviously this year when things weren't going so well and you have to rock up and...
Oh, it's tough. It was tough, bro. I think for the first 17 weeks, there wasn't 1 week I went into the bye round that I had won a game. It was like, fuck.
Yeah. What do you find the best approach to be, just to sit there and be honest?
Yeah, be honest, bro. Like I did a Triple M show and got a lot of good feedback because I was honest about my performance, the team's performance. But it's hard because it's trying to balance like like obviously you're going well, so some people might think it's a distraction.
Is it a distraction for you?
I don't think so. Like it's just a podcast, bro. It's just you're talking about your performance and what you did wrong and what the team did wrong. Like it's not. You're not going out there and fucking trashing anyone.
Yeah, like, true.
And it's only 25 minutes of the day. Like,
and that's what people don't.
But I enjoy it, and it makes me, I guess, try to get better at what I want to do post footy, and like I sort of want to transition into that radio role and being able to, because I love football and I love talking about it, and I guess the only way you can kind of practice like your art is to do it. And, getting the reps in is what I'm doing. So
you're tight with the Johns family.
Yeah.
Does Matty give you like any tips and stuff around this, or you just do yourself?
Not really. He gives me a lot of tips on footy though. He's bringing me up at 11:30. Mate, you've done a really good job, mate.
Oh, really? Loves it.
Yeah, loves it. But I'm real tight with them. Anytime I need a place to stay. When I was going through that tough period, in my like season this year. Matty opened his arms up and was like, "Mate, I'd love for you to come stay with us for a month. Just get away from the Bondi.
Bubble.
Yeah, just get away from all that and come stay with us." And I would have done it, but I was living with my girlfriend at the time. I didn't really want to just bring over my girlfriend for a month at Matty's house. But we're real tight. I wouldn't want to hear that all night. No, but I'll go to dinner there every week. Just to see Cooper. I consider him one of my best mates, and
he's loved up now too, eh?
He's loved up. He's been loved up for ages. But I'm just waiting for him to take control of the Matty John show, and then I'll just kind of walk straight into the job. Perfect. It'd be perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's going to retire. I don't know what the go is there. Yeah, but it's annoying because Coop never wants to drive out to bloody Bondi to see me for dinner. I have to drive out to Manly bloody 50 minutes after training.
He doesn't mind coming to the beachy though.
I don't think anyone minds going to the beachy. I went to the beachy last night.
Oh, is that any good?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Fuck, that new backdoor area is pretty nice.
What's that?
You know, at the back, they've renovated it.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, you've not been there.
See, I haven't been out the back.
Looks
I don't really get past the pokies area, to be honest. That fucking
Yeah,
that doorway
the pool
there.
tables.
Yeah, the pool tables, that doorway, I don't pass there.
No Wi-Fi too around there. Just sort of lock in. Eh?
It's so shit though.
Right, how can you be in the middle of Bondi and not have Wi-Fi?
Like the middle of Bondi too, right in the prime, and you don't get it. Oh, I guess it's a blessing. You don't have to worry about anything.
Nah, yeah, it's good. I love it. Bro, so your sort of podcast, Jam and Cheese, sort of, I'm always interested in like how these sort of deals come about. Is it something that you've loved doing? Is it something you want to continue doing? How does all those deals sort of come about?
I've loved doing it. Like this one kind of was just I don't know if you know who Charlie White is.
No.
He's kind of a big shot in Triple M actually.
Yep.
And he just rang me and asked me if I would like to do it, and I was like, yeah, I'd love to do it. Sent through a contract, signed it, got it done, and the rest is history. And it's been fun, bro. Like, Jammer's a bloody incredible dude. He's got such a onto it brain, and then when it comes to football, and
does he ever switch off from football?
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't know what it's like at home. And obviously he's been through a lot with his football career, and he's very well respected both in Australia and England. But he's got a brain that thinks differently about rugby league, and I guess it's definitely changed over the course of time. He used to be, put his body on the line, and now he's an advocate for, mental health and the whole
brain stuff
part of football, and also he's opinionated, and he's
that's the best thing about him.
And he's tough. He'll go at anyone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like he's not afraid of anyone.
That's the thing I like about him, and that's probably the thing I really loved about Mace too. Like, because they're not bound by any big dog contracts. They can just sort of say what they want, and I feel like we need that, because a lot of times you see like a lot of professional players or ex-players go into Fox and that, and they over time they seem to just cross that line where they become more media than player driven, which is understandable, bro. They got like bills to pay, and they got people to answer to. Like, we get that, but I respect those guys. Just say it how it is, bro.
Yeah, it's just like an example was when the players boycotted the media, like. Every media outlet was just saying, because they were getting paid by the broadcasters. Obviously, they were saying like,
"I feel sorry for the fans."
Yeah, I feel sorry for the fans. You've let everyone down.
Yeah,
and it was like they just kind of took on that side, and I guess they had to. They couldn't do anything.
That's where the storyline is.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Big thing about media is if you can drive like friction between two parties, that's where more clicks come through.
That's when
you go players against fans.
Yeah, you don't want to hear the good stories. You don't want to hear the.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Lost my train of thought there. Oh, so obviously a lot of players and kind of doing what you're doing and what we're doing, moving into sort of the clothing space and the podcast space. Do you think it sort of starts to dilute after a while? Because there's so much about.
I guess the clothing one was already diluted, and you see a lot of players try to, I guess, start their own. But it's tough because you kind of, I reckon, this is my opinion, but I reckon a lot of people that start those clothing brands, there's already people that have done it, been there and done it. Like it's already, and they don't try deviate. Like I think if you wanted to try and make a clothing brand, you'd have to make it completely different to what everyone else is doing, and it feels like no one's really doing that.
Yeah.
Like if you actually wanted to actually do something, I feel like you would need to make it like a high-end brand, or like target something like you were saying with the work clothes or something like that to actually make it. Other than that, it's just you're getting paid from your traction of being famous.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of boys do it this year, and like won't name names or anything, like trying to put shame on anyone or throw shade, but like it just felt, some of it felt super cash grabby.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
for
mean?
sure.
Just let's just do that, and then
exactly.
Make money off it.
You're just making money off the traction of your fame. Like you just, because people support you, you're just gonna put this out there, whether the quality's good or not, and you're not actually just trying to create something that you actually are passionate about. You're just trying to, I guess, use your platform to make some money, which is
fine.
Totally fine.
Yeah,
but
there's different ways of doing it.
But there's just it's just if you're passionate about it and you really want to make some real money, not just the quick 10,000 on the side, you need to put some effort into it. I think there's a player that's going to do that soon. With his girlfriend, I can't name names, but I think he's gonna. I think he's got to start a high-end sort of fashion clothing line, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I've been talking to him a little bit. He should, bro.
He's the one person I reckon that can do it. Both him and his girlfriend, they can do it.
Guess who in the comments? What about the podcasting space? Obviously, like we said, it's super. I remember 2-3 years ago, no one really knew how to do it. We were doing a lot here. You'll jump in on those ones. Yeah. Now they're all sort of popping up everywhere. What do you think?
Well, I don't think it. Well, that's just my opinion again. I don't think it can get too diluted as long as it's not too many people from the same team doing it, because everyone wants to know what's going on, and that's why you listen. Everyone wants to know what's going on behind the scenes at the Roosters. And if you've got someone at the Bunnies doing podcasts, everyone wants to know what you're doing behind the scenes of the Bunnies. If you're a Bunnies fan, then you get I think then you get diehard supporters just listening, and it's interesting because not all four walls are the same at rugby league clubs, and I think podcasts and things they're not really things that can be taken by AI, or you know what I mean. Like storytelling will always be, a money maker. Like look at religion at some points, all those stories everyone gets involved with, and podcasts are just one of those things. Everyone enjoys hearing about other people's experiences and what it's like to be a rugby league player. So I don't think it can get too diluted. It's just, if obviously if too many players from the same team are saying the same things, then it can be a bit annoying.
Yeah, because someone asked me the question the other day, and obviously you look at guys like Bloke who's sort of really early in the space, and he's like the big dog now, and obviously the Level Boys, they were here before, but they're doing great things, so they've got a point of difference. Yeah. Jammer's got a point of difference. It's just when everyone sort of comes into the space, they need to find where they sort of fit into, and then sort of double down. Hello Sports, they're just fucking funny. Yeah. They can talk about anything. So you got some really honest guys there. Kempy's probably the big dog. Hello Sports. Probably advice I'd say is just trying to find something that's a little bit different. I don't know what it is, because it's hard with podcasting because you're just talking. Yeah. But But that one, if we done the one of you, Nico, and Cooper, that would have been...
Yeah, I reckon that would have been awesome.
You guys would have been away. But you get that with Fox Sports soon anyway, I reckon, you boys.
Yeah, so I reckon it's... you're completely right. You need to have your point of difference, and I guess my one is just... I say whatever comes to my brain.
Do you ever say something?
Shit.
Is there a regret thing straight away, or do you just fuck?
Nah, I don't realise until
it comes in
until it's in the play. Did I say that?
Has Robbo ever sort of said anything to you to say calm it down, or he's just say just be yourself?
Nah, I think
you're very un-Roosters like.
Yeah, I think he said something to Jared to say to me, but I don't know if that's true. But yeah, it's just is the podcast a distraction sort of thing. That was it. But other than that, Robbo's pretty good, bro. It was weird because I didn't see him as my cup of tea at the start of the season, but then it progressed, and then you get to know him, and it's obviously how things are, really. When you don't know what a person's like until you really get to know them, and towards the back end, we were pretty tight. And
you learn about... I remember Ivan used to say you learn about who's with you after 3 losses. It's so true, bro.
Oh, bro.
On you. Bro, we'll sort of big into the crypto and NFT space. Do you reckon that's sort of something that can sort of bring its way back into sports? Because I look at,
for sure.
Because when I look at sports, bro, it's for me now. I'm a little bit older. It's not so much about teams anymore. It's more so about individuals. And what I mean by this is young Māori kid from Auckland or Waiheke Island. He loves Brandon Smith. Brandon Smith moves to another team. I don't think he stays loyal to the Roosters. I think he follows Brandon Smith. Yeah. And I think that's a big change that's going to happen. That's already happened within sports, and it happened with LeBron and that leaving back in the day.
LeBron. Just everyone LeBron.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I think it's changing like that. Do you see any benefits for players as an individual, of something that could cross over with NFTs later? Or
I guess so. I think we could probably do a lot better with fan interactions with players. I was thinking we had this idea at one time, and it was start an OnlyFans and not
Yeah.
not like do anything, but
I've had those convos too.
yeah, like start an OnlyFans and then just like, oh, whatever you like, you just get all the, maybe not a subscription based thing, but whatever, you could do something and just get the fans involved and get them behind the doors. Like they want to hear from us in these podcasts and they want to hear what we're doing, but get them behind closed like doors and, oh, you want to see Munster do something funny like this, like subscribe to our thing, but just obviously you're trying to make money, but it's just like I reckon they would love it. I reckon anything, or like the NFT where like you get experiences with the fans if you have this sort of NFT, but I think there's just a big. I just haven't come up with the right idea yet, but there's something there. There's something there. There's a big avenue where, like the fans can just get more involved with the club than just becoming a member for $20 and you get a hat and a fucking fridge magnet. Like there's just you can just do so much more than that, I think, and just experiences. And the players would be up for it. I know, like Jared was talking about it with me as well, and he's probably the least interactive person as far as like media and all that go. Like
can't even get an interview from the bloke.
Exactly. He's a money based man. You need to pay a lot of money for him to get fucking on a potty, but yeah, I think that's an avenue that we need to explore a bit better as in NRL team.
I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, that Robbo was like doing virtual reality stuff, but it was sort of like reactional. I don't know. This was a couple of years ago, and I think Kerry was telling me. Do you remember hearing something like that?
Nah,
was that something you'd be into? Just breaking down shape and like you got to pick the right pass and shit.
Oh no, I haven't seen that, but we've done some pretty funny shit, bro. I'll tell you what, I do some like a kumbaya, like under the hot tents and like 2 hours in the like boiling steam room, like singing songs. I think Nat sang the Fijian hymn. And he didn't even know the lyrics. But it's the Roosters definitely do some out the box stuff, but I sort of enjoy it. Like meditation and all that. It's pretty cool. It's just they do it before training sometimes, and after the meditation you just want to fucking go straight to sleep. So but I guess they didn't leave any stone unturned to help with their preparation.
Do you know, I reckon it'd be cool, bro? And I reckon like gambling sites could get around this is like almost have like a honeypot. So say like a player goes well and you could put like a donation into, like say Cheese has got an account, almost like a Venmo style thing. Yeah, and if Cheese goes well and you can give him like $10, and if you get 1,000 people giving you $10 after a game, bro, you check your account, cool, see you later, 10K.
Yeah, that'd be cool, bro. If you hit the first try, score a bang, you get 10% of it.
No, that'll be too dodgy.
Everyone just going for the line every time. Bro, I was thinking because I bet against like the boys all the time. Like Walshy, I bet Broncos will win by more than 6 points, and he'll be like, yeah, I'll bet you $10.
Yeah.
And I'd love to just have an app where you could just like, boom, you say that, you put the $10 straight in, goes to a little pool, and then it goes straight to the account that wins.
Yeah.
You need like a little algorithm to fucking sort out like how they...
Would be hard to do.
Yeah, how they understand like what... But I reckon it'd be fucking awesome to have an app like that, eh?
I think
I could just sit here and go, hey, I'll bet you $10 that thing's going to fall off, and then you go, yeah, and then you quickly do it.
I think there's one getting around at the moment, and it's sort of based off how players are going throughout the year. So say start of the year, like you're worth like $10 per share, and we buy you, and then you start killing it. You're worth 16, and you could sell it. I think there was one getting around in crypto.
Yeah, I heard
that'll be sick.
I heard about that, bro. I think Paps told me about that one.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean just betting against. Because I love betting against Walshy, but just like a simple app where you could just go, bang, I'm gonna bet you $10 that wire there is not actually copper or something like that, just and you could just do it. So
which two flies on the wall, which one's going to come off first? You sort of touched on Pap a little bit, obviously, bro, shattering. Well, he bounces back, doesn't he?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if it happened, it couldn't have happened at a better time, really. Like he's gonna be able to come back before preseason and be able to have a full preseason under his belt. And then we're going to see the Paps of old, I think. Like it's an ankle injury. It's not massive, but obviously it was just bad luck with what he's gone through. But I think a whole preseason under his belt, his body gets conditioned to take on a full season.
I've been thinking about this a little bit lately. Like, obviously, it's a fullbacks league right now, but I think there's a certain build for fullbacks right now. Like, if you look at Tommy Turbo, if you look at Latrell, I think they're too big for this pace of the game right now. And then you have to counter that. The way Latrell plays is like, he's not going to give you all the yards, but when he rocks up, he's going to give you a try assist, or he's going to bump some cunt off. Same as Tommy, like he's just hammy injury after hammy injury. I think that build of like Teddy, Dylan Edwards, probably Reese is probably like the right space and where you need to be. Joey plays fullback for half a game, hammy, because he's such a big dude, bro. Yeah. I don't think guys that big are meant to be covering that much ground.
No, it's right, and well, the proof's in the pudding, really. Like, you don't really see any other fullbacks that are really big like that. I'm trying to think of one.
And like Pappy, like he might be on the smaller side. Like you can get him around, but there's a consequence for being that small. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there's always a consequence for being too small.
Yeah,
especially in this game. But yeah, he's incredibly tough, and yeah, look, his body's. He always would have known that though. Growing up, he would have been small. He would have been, everything would have hurt, and that's just the consequence you take, I guess, for being a little small bloke.
What's the dream build for a prop right now in today's game?
Fuck, ideally Payne Haas, like 160,000 kilos and fucking fit as an ox, like.
But you look at Roosters, very traditional style props, big, barrel chested, probably not as lateral as like an Adden, or I wouldn't say Fisher Harris is lateral, but they can, like, you know what I mean? They're sort of
Fisher's
nuggety.
Actually.
I think he's the perfect build.
He's a good build. He's strong up top. Like, bro, even Moses Leota, like, he's not a centre fat on him, eh? I don't know if people know that. Like, when he's got his shirt off, and I always call him fat as well, but when he's got his shirt off, bro, he is just a fucking tank.
I shook his hand when they come in for that podcast out of the year, bro. And like,
rough.
He touched it.
It's rough. It's a rough ass hand.
He touched it back, bro. It's
fully qualified bricky by 16. Who does that? No,
But like you said, bro, there's not an ounce of fat on him.
No, and he like leg speed. But yeah, Fish would probably be my ideal because he's got little legs and can get around, but he's fucking solid.
It's like the game has come towards... Like,
same tribe, me and Fish, actually. I don't know why I got this fucking genes.
I feel like the game sort of come towards like your guys' build, eh? It's like leg speed, fucking tough, strong. Like, I don't know. It's weird how the game changes.
Yeah, well, if you look at all the good bench players as well, they're built like Spencer Lenu, like the small, stocky, leg speed, and just like... aggressive. Like.
And remember a couple of years, like wingers had to be tall. Like when Falau come through, like everyone had to be tall and being able to jump. We look at like Brian Tall.
I was talking to someone about Brian Tall, and they're like, bro, he kind of...
You can't spot him in the air.
Yeah, but he kind of revolutionised the wing position. Like,
100%, yeah.
Like everyone was used to the fast, tall, like kicking option, but he's just going, nah, fuck that. I'm just going to
carry for 300.
I'm just going to carry for 300 every game and get you out of the backfield. Don't worry about it. And like, but he can finish. Yeah. Like he finishes them tries, and he probably finishes tries big tall people can't finish because he just bumps blokes off. But like, I don't know. It's hard, but you'd have to say he'd be one of the best wingers. Like he's gonna be one of the best wingers to do it. Because
who would you be your best ever? Who would yours be?
Fuck.
Do you know who my one was, bro? Radradra.
Oh, like,
just playing a
yeah. Obviously. It was, yeah, I played him once. I think he ran 230 metres in the first half.
Legit?
Yeah, in the first half against Melbourne.
I remember that. He scored on the the first set, eh?
He scored like a full field try. I think he scored two of them. Like a 60-metre try, and then he scored this one where he went up and just like stepped the winger as he landed and then just ran the length.
Oh, scary how good they are, eh?
But yeah, I'd be probably looking at like a Brett Morris type of winger, just because that's what's fresh in my mind. But he was pretty bloody good, bro. Yeah. In his heyday.
All right, bro. We're gonna sort of wrap this up. What's the goals for next year?
Win the comp. not even gonna fucking
front.
Not even gonna just say consistent. Yeah, but I just want to win the comp, bro. It was hard to do, but fuck it. You kind of watch the Penrith boys and enjoying that, and you kind of
I feel like I remember when
you
you
feed
guys,
off it, bro.
I remember when you guys won, and it was sort of the first time that. Like I remember the first time that I actually missed football. Not that I ever won a comp or anything, but I was like, I remember how fun those times were.
Yeah.
But I feel like your guys' one was so like documented. Like you were doing your things. You guys had the goggles on. I feel like everyone's sort of doing that now.
Yeah.
And then we followed.
I was wondering, did anyone else do the goggles?
I don't think so, bro.
Like obviously NBA did it, and that's where we got it from. But now you see it everywhere.
Like
literally everywhere, bro.
bro.
Every like the New South Wales Cup, they all do it now. It's like
my team from back home, they were, they were rocking them too.
and I always get like videos from people, like random people. They won a comp and they'll send the videos through.
Do you know what I was thinking about this? Like there's a change room there, and some of the boys got goggles in there, but they just take them home. You know, I always think about that. Like it's like those championship hats when you win the Western Conference Finals. Like where did those hats go?
Well, that was all Sandor as well. Like
he was all that. Yeah.
he did everything, bro. He organised all the cigars, all the thing. He charged the club though.
He's a businessman.
Yeah. But no, the goal is just, I guess, enjoy footy is the number one thing, because there was periods of time where I wasn't fucking enjoying footy, and when you don't enjoy footy, it kind of goes into your life, because that's what you revolve your happiness around, really, is winning games on the weekend and playing good. Like, and that's the sad thing about a lot of people. If you're fucking going shit in football, then you're not really enjoying your thing, because you just don't really have other things to bloody get happy about. Like. So just enjoying the footy, but yeah, definitely winning the comp. The Roosters want me to do something. They signed me to do something like that. So that's the plan.
I just think keep the boys healthy, and I think you boys will be away.
Yeah.
Oh my God, thanks for jumping on.
Thanks, Paul.